morning. We just got dropped off here just above the visitor center here at Fontana Dam, and we are prepping ourselves to head up into the Smokies. And that highest peak in the very background behind that is Klingman's Dome, 6,662 feet or 52 feet, where you got to go down this way to the dam, cross the dam, and then we'll work our way up into the mountains. It was 0 degrees this morning at Molly Ridge Shelter, thus the decision we made yesterday to stay down here where it is still below freezing this morning. We feel like that was a wise decision, physically and spiritually, really, truthfully. We're in better spirits, we're more rested, and according to the shell driver, we've got up to 6 days of dry weather coming at us, so big deal for hikers. All right, I'll try to keep you informed. I'll probably take some pictures as I cross the dam. Gotta get rolling. So as I approach the dam, I see that the actual road itself is closed. Looks like they're doing some work on one of the turbines, probably for the power generation plant. But you walk across the dam, which you can see is approximately a quarter mile across, and it's pretty far down, like 400 feet from memory. But I'm gonna go across, and I'll try to give you a picture. I don't love heights, so you can see here on the side the AT sign. You can see some fellow hikers over here getting ready to go, and just exciting times getting to Smokies. Smokies is a big deal for hikers because it's the first real high mountains we're in. Not that 5,000 feet in the Appalachians anyway isn't high, but it's just different. All right, gotta get rolling. Okay, quite a view here of the mountains. Looking back up that way is where Fontana Lodge was. I don't know if you can pick it up in the sky, but there's a moon. And then you have the dam itself. This is an absolutely gorgeous area to get to hike through. And I'm gonna try to give you a view here over the edge. I just don't want to drop my phone, it's so cold out. I fear that I would. And being that I don't love heights, get up and see if I can get you all a view. There's the dam down there, or the power plant, the river, the spillway, and a couple hikers hiking this way. And you can see my long shadow. That means it's early morning. All right, gotta get rolling. Okay, you can see I'm wearing a buff this morning. It is in the 20s, and I do have my gloves on, but this makes it kind of official. There you go. Great Smoky Mountains National Park. 79 miles of trail to get in and out. And up here a few hundred yards, I have to drop a permit in to hike in the Smokies. They charge you $20 to be a through hiker. And the interesting thing about that is through hikers do not get preference at the shelters. If a section hiker, day hiker comes in late at night and the shelter's full, the last through hiker in the shelter has to get out. So it behooves you to be early. It behooves you to, if you are late, maybe set up your tent or hammock just in case you have to stay out. But we got off this morning just about 8 o'clock. There are a few other hikers on the trail, but I think we're going to be in good shape. All right. Okay, just entered the park, and I'm coming up to the hiker box where I have to drop my permit off. And if it's anything like it was in the past, this box will be stuffed, crammed full of weight papers. And take my pack off, and I'll try to video putting the pass. Well, it didn't take long to shed the coat and the gloves and the hats as I started up the hill. Beautiful sunny weather, but it's a climb, and I'm looking forward to it in a lot of ways, but it's always on your mind. How much farther? How much farther? So, all right, got to get rolling. Well, if you look hard, you can see the dam and the crane operator down there. And in about 20 minutes, I've climbed up several hundred feet above the dam and the lake. Gorgeous morning though. Absolutely gorgeous. Gotta get. So I don't know if it's easy to see or not, but those are ice crystals. And I am 2/3 of the way up the mountain, and it is still cold out. But come to my first water source. I'm gonna drink about a half a liter of water, fill up a liter, and head out. Gotta get rolling. So as I'm hiking up, you can see in the middle of the picture the fire tower at the top of the mountain, and I'm still way down here. Anyways, I'm hoping I brave it and climb it. Time will tell. Gotta get. So I'm below the fire tower by a few, I'm gonna say 100 feet. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Right in the middle of the screen is Fontana Lodge, where I stayed last night. Those mountains above it's where we hiked down into Fontana Lodge. And you can see a second tier behind them. Those are 5,000 footers. We hiked those the day before. So earned this view this morning. Absolutely beautiful out. Gorgeous tones on the forest. Not yet quite blooming, but it's exciting. Trail's got a little bit of ice on it. I don't know if it's visible on the camera, but you can see it running down the side here where the water's coming. Gotta put the camera away because it's a little bit dangerous on this ice and rocks on the edge here, but gotta get. Okay, made the fire tower, and I'm gonna give you a little glimpse of how high it is. I got young guys saying it's sketchy. I ain't not doing it. I'm just not. Yeah, woo-wee. Oh my God. But the view is amazing. These are the Smokies. We're looking at the tops of the Smokies. Hard to tell. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. The mountain in the background right there is the highest one, and I believe that to be the Klingman's Dome. So that's where we're traveling. It'll take us 3 days to get there, but cool. I may go up a couple flights, but not the whole thing. Okay, I climbed up a ways to at least the first level, and you can see what I'm seeing. Mountains as far as the eye can go. There's Lake Fontana over there. It is breezy here, and not someplace I want to stay in very long. Gotta get rolling. Okay, I'm just below. It's hard to see up through the trees, but that's Mollies Ridge up there. At the bottom of the hill there was water, and it was 1.7 miles to Molly Ridge Shelter, which is where I'm camping today. And I made the gamble not to grab water, and I have about a quarter of a liter left, so I should be okay. The trail has been very fair today. Some steep uphills, but that's to be expected. We're climbing up elevation. We'll be camped above 5,000 today. So did have a chance to see a mama bear and her cub yesterday from a very long distance. They were walking along the edge of Fontana Lake and one of the peninsulas, and they were kind of circling around and got a view of them. But it does reinforce it, you have to hang your food. The one thing I was going to say is this trail is super slippery. It's black mud versus the clay that we had on the other side, and it is as greasy as heck. I had one fall today, not a bad one, but Christian fell, and Zyborg, he did a pirouette and managed to land on both his hands but didn't fall. So anyways, headed up to Mollies Ridge and then camp for the day, get water up there, and it's been a very fair day hiking. Cool temperatures though, probably with the wind in the 20s, although right now I'm hiking with no gloves or jacket, just an over, like a mid layer. But when the wind does come up the ridge, it's super cold. The shuttle driver told us this morning that it was the temperature up here was 0 this morning. So I'm gonna get into camp, get into the shelter, excuse me, and get our stuff set up early. Make sure we have water. We'll have to sleep with our water filters tonight. Our water bottles may freeze. A trick you can do with them is make sure you turn them upside down, because the top freezes first. That way, when you turn them the other way, you'll have the ability to take the top off and get a drink. All right, got to get rolling. Okay, you got Christian, Cyborg, Fenway's back in the house, and we got Freight Train heading out. This is Mollies Ridge Shelter. This is standard Smoky shelter, 2-tiered, and a lower tier, and a bench to sit on. The one thing that's missing is the tarp. There's usually a tarp on the front of these. I suspect that they removed that due to COVID. So there is no privy typically in the Smokies. You've got a designated bathroom area, but that's usually nasty as hell. And you can see that you got water source down the hill. When I went down to the water, it was frozen. So temperature up here last night was reported by the shuttle driver as being 0 degrees. So, all right, got to get rolling.